Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another review. This is another paid request, this time for Charles Turner. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos or topics, reactions, reviews, re-reviews, randomness, out of blueness, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. But this is for the 2001 film Bubble Boy, which is a film I had heard of, but had never ended up seeing until now. Now, Bubble Boy was that era of films before and after. You would see these crazy comedies, whether it be Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, Dude, Where's My Car? You know, that era where it was, again, goofy comedies that definitely pushed into fantasy realms, but at the same time, you know, stuff like Joe Dirt, where they're definitely, I just would say they don't really make comedies like that anymore. It's either comedies that are strictly fantasy or comedies that are very raunchy, but they're movies that have a heart to them, and there's little, you know, there's maybe some raunchy bits here and there, but at the same time, there's a lot of flights of fancy. And I mean, this is about a kid played by Jake Gyllenhaal. Yes, this is around the time he did Donnie Darko. Jake Gyllenhaal that would go on to be in Nightcrawler, which is a good movie, Day After Tomorrow, Spider-Man, the Far From Home. Been a lot of other stuff, and I like Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor. And it was cool to see him in this early role playing a very, very different role. Very goofy, very silly. And you go on YouTube, he's had people ask him about this, and he takes it all in good smiles, and, oh yeah, it was fun to do. And it was weird, this did take me back in the nostalgia trip, even though I'd never seen the film, because I remember seeing a lot of these films like this back in the day, even Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And like I said, you know, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, Dude, Where's My Car? You know, films I did enjoy, still enjoy to this day. And I enjoyed this film as well. And it's not nostalgia in the fact I grew up with this film, but again, it took me back to those kind of films, and this does fit in that fairly well. The stories that Jake Gyllenhaal, when he was born, he had no immunities, so he had to be living in a bubble. His mom is religious and pretty much hid him from the world. Just would only let him watch one TV show, Land of the Lost, so he thought there was only one show. Would only eat these bland food, but for him he had nothing else, so it was the best thing ever. And pretty much as he's growing up in his teenager years, this girl from next door became his friend, hung out with him. You have your montage of that. But then some time passes by, she's ready to get married. You get the idea she loves him, but then he's like, well, you know, what can happen? I live in a bubble. But then realizes that she did love him, so he's like, oh shit. Wait a minute, she's serious about this? I want to stop the wedding. So he makes a mobile bubble and goes on a journey to stop the wedding in 3 days at Niagara Falls. And it's about his journey and all the crazy people he meets on that journey. And that's another thing that happened a lot. I didn't like Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was a journey. Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. Even Joe Dirt. A lot of this was like a journey. And that's because you had different locations. Different amount of people you can meet. And I think it was fun watching it just to see what the hell was going to happen next. And like the music, like it had a really fun soundtrack. Yeah, Blink-182 and Offspring, like these are songs that again just took me back in the day. And to go from these weirdo cult leader types led by Fabio, the model. Not Fabio, you know, Italian Stallion 51, a friend of mine, but Fabio, the model. I can't believe it's not butter. He leads this cult of people called, what the hell were they called? Oh, it was Bright and Shiny. bright and shiny. Or he meets Danny Trejo, who's this nice biker who helps him out, helps him to Vegas. There's this train of freak show led by Vern Troyer, Mini-Me from Austin Powers, may he rest in peace, Vern Troyer. And Bubble Boy accidentally helps the freaks out and accidentally knocks out Vern Troyer. Oh, and one of the freak show people is Beetlejuice. He's a guy that worked with the Howard Stern show a lot. Oh, speaking of people recognize, early on in his journey, he goes to a bus stop. The guy who works at the bus stop is Zach Galifianakis. Like, before he got famous with the Hangover films, it was a Zach Galifianakis. He was actually not too bad here. He was subdued in what he had to do. And the movie was very fast-paced. Jake Gyllenhaal, he was entertained to watch because he's playing a character that doesn't know as much about the world because of his mom, but he didn't go full... I'm trying to think of the bit from Robert Downey Jr. said in Tropic Thunder. He wasn't full like special needs either. And Jake Gyllenhaal showed that he's a good actor back in the day because he brought a sense of endearing quality to this guy. Where I felt sorry for him. I wanted him to succeed in his journey. And then near the end, when he's having a serious moment with his neighbor, the girl of his dreams, there's a sincerity to it, which was nice. Like I said, Jake Gyllenhaal did a nice job having that endearing quality. And it was also interesting to just see him play such a different kind of role. Sorry about that. And there were moments that did make me chuckle. Like when he first meets the next door neighbor, Chloe. He doesn't think anything of it because his mom kept telling him, "Oh yeah, you're the whore next door." What? Yeah, but my mom said. Nah, I'm more of a bitch than a whore. That's what she says. And then he goes, "Oh yeah, a bitch, yeah. You're much more of a bitch." And he's being so straightforward with it because he doesn't know better, and that's what made it even funnier. Okay, bitch. And like the girl, I forget the name of the actress, like they were endearing with each other. They seemed like a cute couple, which makes the story work for me to give a fucking shit about the journey. The whole Bubble Boy stuff makes it a bit interesting. Of course, it creates a lot of slapstick where he just bounced off, or he gets hit by vehicles and bounces, or his parents are looking for him, they accidentally hit him and he bounces into the ditch and into this train nearby. And again, it's also fun just to see how the other supporting characters meet each other. Because he keeps meeting these people, and then they start meeting each other. So like Danny Trejo meets the Brian Shiny, and is like, "Wait, you guys, you vatos." Which Jay Gyllenhaal hears that word, so he starts calling people vatos because he doesn't know better. Hey, yeah, but those people with their vatos. It's funnier in the movie than I'm making it sound. But like Danny Trejo being sincere when he looks at the Brian Shiny call, "Oh yeah, you Brian Shiny, well, I'm gonna make you Brian Shiny on my knife." And just how this sort of snowball effect of all these characters meeting each other and how that culminates. And yeah, there's stuff in here that would not get by today with the PC police. Like there's a bit where Bubble Boy needs money, so he goes to this mud wrestling show, and the people that host it are Asian people. They go, "You want $500? You want $500? Yeah, I want $500. You want $500? Yeah, $500. $500. $500." Granted, it's not as funny as "Dude, Where's My Car?" And then I want you to put it in the sack and give it to my hand. And then No, and then. That still cracks me up. Yes, it's on PC, but it's funny as fuck to me. Was humorous. It's not as funny as that, but it was still pretty. Actually, I'm trying to remember when Do Where's My Car. That was before or after this. I can't remember what year they came out. But that's another fun film. Oh, another bit is when he meets his old man, and his old man's talking about his history, about his someone he knew. They his brother like took this girl away, and he kept calling her Poontang. Anytime he said Poontang, like there'd be some noise like Poont. So then, of course, Jake Gyllenhaal assumes he was calling her Poontang, and then you finally see her say, no, it's Punani. Punani. I don't know, there's certain stuff just made me laugh. Maybe it was just having a down day, and the goofy, silly stuff just made me chuckle, and I did. This is a movie I could see myself enjoying back to the day. I did. It was this weird sort of transport back through time. Of, like I said, growing up with those kind of films. I mean, by 2001, I was 18 years old. So high school was ending, trying to see what's going to go on with further in life. Seeing these movies, DVD was becoming a thing at that time. You know, DVD was a new thing, new format. So checking these movies out and or going to video stores and renting the DVD of it. And like I said, Jay is talking about Straight Bad Doers, My Car, Harold Kumar Go White Castle. This was before some of that. This Harold Kumar was 2004, I believe. I think Jason Bob was the same year, 2001. Again, it has that same feel, that same atmosphere, almost that same type of format. And there's some good heart to it. I like the guy who plays Jake Gyllenhaal's dad. Just for the most part, he's the butt of the wife, being so prickly and blah 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 blah. And the dad goes along with that. But there's a moment where Jake Gyllenhaal is ready to give up, and the dad has this nice, heartfelt moment. Not too over the top, not too preachy, but he's like, hey, how you doing, son? Hey, you see the moon out there. Just imagine, if Neil Armstrong, he went up there, all the way up to the moon. But then what if he never went outside and took a step? And like Jay Jones looked at him, and he looks over, and the door unlocks. Like, that was a nice little bit with the dad. I did quite enjoy that. Plus, it's nice to see that it's the dad. Because usually it's like all the dads being prickly and blah blah blah. So it's like they did that switch where no, the dad is the one who bonds with his son and nudges him in the right way, the right direction. Like, the movie has a good momentum. I don't think there's a lot of times where the movie stalls. There's a sweetness to the ending. I think Jake Gyllenhaal and the actress that played the neighbor Chloe, they brought a sincerity to it. So it made the heartfelt moment work. It has a nice ending where it wraps up with all the characters. Yeah, overall, this is a fun movie. This was a fun film. Yeah, I did enjoy Bubble Boy. Like I said, if you like films like Dude, Where's My Car and Harold Kumar and those movies back in the day, Bubble Boy will be up your alley. With the soundtrack and the feel, and it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's like 80, 90 minutes at most. Like I said, got some chuckles on me, so it was fun, and yeah, it was better than I thought it would be. Bubble Boy, what the fuck? But okay, it's one of those kind of movies. Okay, I'm down for it. It's better than what Rob Schneider was doing. The Animal, The Hot Chick, that stuff. I'll take this over some of Adam Sandler's later films, like I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, or Hubie Halloween, or other bullshit. This is more, in a weird way, more endearing. Like some of those films were back in the day. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.